Etymology nerd? Yeah, I love etymology. I think etymology is really fun. I love looking into like the etymological tree of some words. Some of them you wouldn't really expect. One that I've talked about before that I think about a lot is octopus. Because specifically because of the plural, right? Half people in this world, half of the English speakers in this world will pluralize, or is it pluralize? Pluralize? How do you say that word? To make plural. They will make octopus plural as octopi. However, how do I phrase this? Changing the suffix from us to I is a Latin thing. You do that in Latin language. You do that in adopted Latin words, right? Is it not? No, it's correct. But it's not correct, if you know what I mean. It's correct in the sense that English is a developed language, or not a developed, yeah, English is a developed language, meaning it wasn't invented in one sitting, and it contradicts itself. It's developed just by the people that speak it every day. It's constantly changing, faster than ever now because of the speed of online communication. Language changes. That's just the nature of most common languages. So that's why it's correct, right? Because so many people say it, it's correct. Just like how GIF for GIF is also correct, even though it's not correct. You know what I mean? Like, it is correct because people say it. If enough people say it, it becomes correct, and that's okay. So it's not wrong for you to say octopi. However, octopus is actually rooted from Greek language. So if you wanted a true, like, representational plural of octopus, it would actually be octopodes. But nobody says octopodes, so that's wrong. So the best thing to say, in my humble opinion, is octopuses. Because it's an English word, it's adopted into English, so you should just pluralize it as an English word with es, octopuses. Nobody says octopodes. Nobody in this world chooses to say octopodes unless they're turbo annoying. And I say this because I used to say octopodes until I recognized how annoying it made me to say octopodes. Like gray and gray, that one's a different situation. So with gray, like Grey and gray, Gray, that's the country thing. It's kind of like color with a U or without a U. A fun mnemonic device to remember gray versus gray is that A stands for America and E stands for everywhere else. Yeah, because like in, I think Canada as well, but like Europe, like England, they'll spell it Grey, I'm pretty sure. Whereas America spells it Gray. Because America just had to be different. We had to change everything up. Platypuses versus platypi. I've never thought about that one because I've never heard of multiple of them in the same sentence. It's usually, I think there's such a... Okay, hold on. Let's find out. Let's see. Yeah, platypuses, right? Yeah, because platypus is also Greek. So similar to octopus, the true Greek plural would be platypodes. Platypodes? Platypodes. Maybe. I don't know how to stress that one. Platypodes is what I'll say. But that, you know, that any odes plural is never going to catch on in English. It's just not as natural. English became much more like Romance influenced, like Latin influenced. English is a lot closer to languages like Spanish or Italian than it is to Greek, even though we still have a lot of words from Greek. Yeah, so it's the same as octopus. So you could say platypi, and if a lot of people say that, that's probably just fine. But platypuses is the most grammatically accepted plural form of platypus. Platypuses. Linguistics can be pretty fun. English especially has a lot to like unravel just because English is a bit... There are a lot of languages like this, especially now. Some of them even influenced by English in the modern world, but English stands out in a lot of ways just because of how influenced it is by other languages. English, in its origin, is honestly just kind of like a fusion of a bunch of adjacent languages. And it ended up sticking as a result. And now it's constantly changing. There's so much nuance that doesn't really get studied or explored properly in modern English even. Yeah, English can be really confusing. I think it's probably one of the most difficult languages to learn as a second language, just because any rule you learn is going to get contradicted if you speak with like a real person. Like the English that you'll learn in a textbook is already really hard and full of contradictions, and it only ramps up to about 10,000 when you start talking to real people. I feel so bad sometimes because I've seen a number of people that say that they use me to study English, but I feel like I'm a really bad influence in that case. I feel like I'm prone to a lot of meaningless slang. Some slang that doesn't even make sense to all native English speakers. Very articulate. I guess that is a benefit I have for English learners. And that I may say weird things, but I do feel like I enunciate properly. I try to take care of that. Sounds wrong. Have I talked about my drink grammar thing? I think I have. I'm gonna complain about it again. All right. To drink. You know, to drink a beverage. Drank. You drank a beverage. All right, you ready? Fill in the blank. I have blank that before. Have. How do you do that? What is that? Conjugate to drink. Have blank or had blank. Yup. So had drank is correct. Isn't that disgusting? Isn't that just revolting? Don't you hate that? I have drank. I have drank soda before. What? Absolutely not. If I was in charge of English, it would be I have drinking this before, but it's not. Right? Isn't that disgusting? Which one is the correct one? Had drank. Drank is correct. Have drank, had drank. Drunk is not correct. No, drunk is not correct. I think you can say it, but it's not the grammatically correct one. Drunk is used for like when you are drunk, like when you've had alcohol, when you're inebriated. Drinkin' should be a word, but it's not. It's not a word. Drinkin' is not correct. But if you ever hear me say, I've drinking this before, I've never drinking alcohol. That's because I'm autofilling. Because most had or have words in English, they will end with en. It'll be like the regular, like the base form, like to blank, en. That's how they'll conjugate most verbs like that. Like to eat, right? I've never eaten this before. Eaten, have eaten. Not have ate. I have ate that before. Wrong. I have eaten this before. Seikai. There are other ones though. Like there are other ones where you just use the regular one. But those are usually the ones where it ends with ed, right? Like to dance, for example, right? I've danced this dance before. That's fine because the past tense is danced with an ed. But if it's like drank or ate, usually it's going to be like the regular form with an en. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so bad. I hate that. That's revolting. We doing dancing? No. You see? Exactly like that. Exactly what I said. If it's ed, if the past tense form, like the regular past tense is ed, like danced, or I don't know. I don't know. That's just what I think. There are still exceptions. And there are some that I agree with, like sing, sang. I don't know. I hate this language. I hate English. I hate it. I have thinked. Thought. You thought. It's tough. It's a tough language. I have a lot of respect for people who go out of their way to learn English when it's not their first language. Because speaking it as my first language, I still get frustrated with it.